So I prepared some facts just to start the discussion, and I would like to share that with you. I think a number of them have already been stated, but I also have a few other numbers to share, and most importantly, some thoughts about what Greece can do and what Greek shipping companies can do to keep the edge, keep that leadership that Mr. Prokopiou, you were speaking about. So let's start by numbers that you've already seen. 17% is the percentage of the global fleet that belongs to Greek ship owners. That's quite an impressive number. That's what makes Greek shipping so respected as well, very broadly, globally. Now, remember 2013, BCG, together with the Association of Greek Ship Owners, we did a study to understand what is the impact of shipping on the Greek GDP. And the number back then was 13.4 billion, which is in 2017 GDP numbers, not less than 7%, 6% on the graph corresponds to 2013 numbers. So 7%, this is the impact of Greek shipping on the Greek economy. It's immense, it's really big. Even if you would think that shipping is, a very extrovert industry that really looks at a global perimeter, actually it has a very tangible impact on the Greek economy, but more importantly, the Greek society at large. Now, of course, Greece can leverage that to increase the role on geopolitics because, for example, it helps and it promotes the ties that Greece has with a number of global actors. We spoke here already on the panel about China. Clearly, China is very aggressive with regards to the expansion in global shipping, and the fact that Greece, is one of the key players that helps with those relationships bilaterally. I think it's also clearly influences on markets because Greek ship owners carry this energy that is so critical. The global oil, the iron ore, all those so very important goods that are used and that flows into the global flows. But I think also one has to take into account the very important points of Piraeus and Thessaloniki, which are the two leading ports, with large investments being done, which allow actually, if you look at where Piraeus was in 2008, it was not even within the top 100 ports globally. And today, thanks to the increase in throughput, it's actually number 38. So that's, I think, one of the very important data points to say that Greece is leveraging that, clear location that is at its advantage, but eventually we managed to use that. We managed to use it as a key transshipment area, but also as a gateway into the Balkans. Now, the role of China, and I thought that this analysis was extremely insightful, actually. If you take on the left-hand side, who were the top 5, by the Lloyd's list, the top 5 people counting in shipping 2012, you had a number of ship owners, actually 2 Greeks on that list. And then you look at 2017, and actually in 2017, the top 4 seats are occupied by Chinese politicians, so the Chinese president, but also the presidents of COSCO and China Merchants, and of the main financing groups. I think this, for me, is a very telling picture because it shows exactly the change in power that we are seeing, with China really putting on top of its national agenda that a leading position in shipping as a cluster, ports and transportation included, is key for its role globally, and they use it as a lever. So I say that because I think as Greeks, we need to think, what we can do about that. So a step back is, historically, you said it, Mr. Prokopiou, Greek shipping companies have an edge. They're leading globally. And I think for me, there are three main competitive advantages. One is there's a cost advantage, but there's also close ties with key customers. You're serving the best because you have the best quality, and the oil majors, the Vitol, and the traders of this world are clearly counting on you because you deliver great service. And there's also this geographic positioning. Just one data on cost advantage. At BCG, we run a benchmark every year where we have 50 companies participating globally and some 3,000 vessels. And you see here, the logos and the names of the companies. We really have leading companies participating. And actually, we've shown over time that Greek ship owners have a 4 to 8% cost advantage. So that's key to create competitive advantage. But what we saw as well is that this advantage is decreasing. So if you take the numbers in 2014, 15, and 16, actually the gap is narrowing. So if we're leading, Greek shipping companies are still the best in the world, but others are investing, and China is aggressive. So what do? So that's a bit the theme that I would like to bring to that room today. What is it that Greek shipping companies can do? So I think for me, there are a couple of things. First of all, it's not only that the competition is changing, but also the world around us is changing. And the big buzzword is, of course, digital. And what could say, we can do very well shipping without doing so much digital, but actually one has to recognize that the world around us is changing. When you know that Amazon has gotten the license to buy container vessels, you know that new competition is about to enter. When you know that Maersk Line has done a JV with IBM on blockchain, what does it mean for a Greek ship owner involved in container trade? So I think one element is for sure for Greek shipping companies to embrace that change. And I think actually that Greece has a lot to offer in order to do that extremely successfully. At BCG, we actually have the leading center of excellence for shipping globally is based in Athens. So we have a team of, young Greek consultants that are experts in shipping, and they advise globally the leaders. And I think that, you could use that to say that Greece can become really a center of excellence for developing digital solutions that will help and support Greek shipping companies, but also that will be potentially a center of revenues, a lever to create new revenues by selling those solutions based on Internet of Things, based on advanced analytics, based on blockchain, leveraging the brains of the great engineers and young graduates that we have in Greece, investing in R&D to create those platforms that, to my point of view, could help Greek shipping to continue thriving in a global environment for the years to come. So that would be, my statement for now. Developing those capabilities, increasing the collaboration within the shipping ecosystem, and then also what can the state do? Probably, help framing the policy so that there is more investment towards education and the right programs to foster this R&D into digital for shipping. Thank you very much.